So, dear students, we are in Human Resource Management subject of BBA, third sem subject, and we are in fourth unit. In the fourth unit, we will discuss industrial disputes, how to resolve industrial disputes, what is the mechanism, the topic we will discuss. Okay, these are the, in other words, these are the principles and guidelines for effective handling of industrial disputes and industrial relations in order to maintain cordial relations. These are the setups that are available to various stakeholders. So, in our country, these two kinds of machinery are set up. One is preventive or non-statutory machinery, and the second one is settlement or statutory machinery. See, with the help of these two kinds of machineries, we can solve our problems that are there in any industries in the country. Now, so what is a dispute? First of all, what is a dispute? Dispute in simple terms is refers to conflict, difference of opinion. See, in any organization, you take the case of not the organization, even in families also, you will find different disputes. Dispute between brothers, disputes between sisters, disputes between brother and sister, disputes between mother and son, mother and daughter, father and son, father and daughter also, you will find disputes. They may be related to assets, or they may be related to maintenance, they may be related to any other issues. So, dispute means in simple terms a difference of opinion. So, you take the case of industries. See, different kinds of persons will be there. One kinds of persons will be from the administrative point of view, one from the administrative machinery, means employers, and under them employees will be working. So, employees setup is different, their objectives are different, employers are objectives are different, employers goals are different, employees goals are different. So, there is bound to be conflict, there is bound to be difference of opinion, there is bound to be dispute between these two fractions that are there in an industry, that are there in a factory, that are there in a production unit, that are there in an organization. Coming to preventive or non-statutory machinery, what are the various kinds of non-statutory machinery available? One is negotiation. What is negotiation? Negotiation means in simple terms, simple discussions with various persons involved in the conflict. Okay, negotiation is, you remember, it is the most common approach that is used to take decision and manage dispute. Negotiation in simple terms is open talk. Suppose if the management does not want to increase salary, whereas the labor unions, the organizations, employee organizations want to increase salary. What will the management do? The management will call the labor union leader, the employee union leader they will call. Two or three prominent leaders will be there. Those will be called for and discussions will be held. So that is what you mean by saying negotiation. Negotiation is the most common kind of settlement of disputes. It is one of the most common, most popular method of resolving a conflict. Negotiation means indulging in talks. You involve in talks with the employee unions. That is what you mean by saying. Okay. Now coming to, if negotiations failed, then what will you call? What will you do? You will go for trade unions. Trade union support you will take. Suppose you take the case of college. What you will do? If we are unable to satisfy you, you will bring various student union leaders, ABVP, SFI, NSUI, different unions will be there. Suppose we are not taking classes properly, we are not giving notes, examinations results are we are not declaring properly, in time we are not declaring, in time we are not signing on your bus passes, we are not helping in any kind to you. What you will do? You will immediately go to your student union leaders and you will complain against us. So similarly, but before that, what you will do? You will indulge in negotiations with us, with the class teacher, with the lecturer who is very close to you. You will approach him or her and you will tell, sir or madam, this is our problem, please solve. If the concerned lecturer is unable to solve, what we will do? You will tell to the head of the department. If he or she is unable to solve, you will take the issue to the principal, sir. If the principal sir is unable to solve your issue, you will go to your student union leaders. Maybe ABVP or SFI, NSUI or different unions are there. You will go to them. Similarly, in any organization, powerful unions will be there. For employers, unions will be there. For employees also, unions will be there. So if negotiation failed to solve your problem, you will take the issue to trade unions. Means where various employee unions will be there. You will speak with them, and in turn, they will take appointment with the management, with the employers, and they will discuss the issue with the top level management. Their matter will end. Okay? Then, if the next kind of preventive or non-statutory machinery is joint consultations. Joint consultation means, see, it is also a kind of talk, but it is a joint talk. Joint talk means both the employee side parties and the employer side parties both come together, both sit together and discuss the issue, and they will try to solve it amicably, in an amicable manner, means in a friendly manner. They want to hold consultations, negotiations, they want to hold meetings, and there they will try to finish the dispute. They want to end the dispute there. The joint consultations can be in the form of works committee. Please note down, joint consultations can be in the form of works committee. Works committee. Works committee. Okay. See, as per Industrial Disputes Act, a special act was enacted in India during the year 1947. That is Industrial Disputes Act. So, according to this, Works Committee needs to be constituted. In Works Committee, both the representatives of employers will be there and employees will be there. See, in Works Committee, employee representatives will be there and employer representatives will also be there. From employer side, some representatives will be there. From employee side also, representatives will be there. So they will meet at an appropriate time to take decisions on the disputes that exist in the organization. So joint consultation can take form of Works Committee. This is first kind of joint consultation. Joint means together. Employers and employees together try to solve the issue. In those joint consultations, first kind of it is Works Committee. Second, another one is there, that is JMC, Joint Management Council. Joint Management Council, JMC. Joint Management Councils are there. See this, you please remember, Works Committee needs to be established as per Industrial Disputes Act 1947. As per 1947 Industrial Disputes Act, Works Committee will be established, whereas Joint Management Council, JMC, will be established as per Industrial Policy Resolution, IPR, Industrial Policy Resolution 1956. In 1956, in order to solve various issues related to industries in the country. Industrial policy resolutions have been brought forward in the year 1956. So according to that, joint management councils need to be established. This is also another kind of joint consultation. Works committees are there, joint management councils are there. Joint means together, employees and employers together form joint management councils. Okay. In this one also representatives will be there. Representatives of management, technicians and workers. Some technical persons will be there, some employee representatives will be there, and employer representatives will be there. Together, they will hold talks and solve the issue that is there in the organization. Okay, so these two are the most important joint consultations. One is Joint Management Council that is established as per 1956 Industrial Policy Resolution. Okay, and another one is I mentioned another one Works Committee. These two have been established as per various provisions that are there in the country. Various policy resolutions or various acts. As per those acts, these two are termed as joint consultation machinery. Now coming to standing orders. Standing order, you have to remember various guidelines as to what, why, when, where, by whom. Everything, if you put it on paper, that is a standing order. Employee, what is his duty? At what time he should come? What are the tools that are available to him? What are the techniques that are available to him? What he should do? When he should do? Where he should do? Everything will be clearly written. Those written procedures, written rules and regulations which govern the conditions and employment of workers are known as standing orders. Okay, standing orders refers to rules and regulations which govern the conditions of the employment of workers. So, in standing orders, everything will be there. When to come, where to come, what to do, what not to do. Okay, so that is standing orders. If everything is in place properly, then conflict will be automatically resolved. If there is ambiguity, if there is no clarity, conflicts will emerge, disputes will be there. If everything is clear, disputes will not be there, conflicts will not be there. Coming to grievance procedure. What is grievance? Grievance means in our mind, in our heart, if any trouble is there, we feel that there is a grievance for us. Suppose I am not taking classes regularly, you feel sorry. All classes are functioning normally, whereas this sir who is teaching human resource management is not taking classes regularly. There will be a sad feeling in your mind, in your heart. That is your grievance. All the subjects, in all the subjects, all syllabus is completed, whereas in my subject syllabus is pending. You will feel sad. You will feel bad. That is your grievance. Okay. So, in order to settle any sadness, any discomfort in the minds of employees, grievance procedure rules are there. A model grievance procedure is there. Okay, we have to remember this model grievance procedure is there in our country based on, kindly note, Indian Labour Conference. Conference means a meeting. Indian Labour Conference, ILC. Indian Labour Conference. According to ILC, Indian Labour Conference, 1958. grievance standard model grievance procedure code has been established. Okay, according to it, both the employer and the workers are expected to follow certain steps. Suppose if any grievance is there for you, certain steps you have to follow. In an earlier example, I told you, if you are facing any problem in the college, you will meet the lecturer whom you think he has the capacity to solve your problem or very close to you. If he is unable to solve, you will complain to you will take the issue to the head of the department. Then even if he is unable to solve, then you will go to the principal. Then you will go to outside the college to solve your problem. Similarly, in any organization, certain procedure is there. That procedure is known as grievance procedure. Okay, that is an output of, we have to remember, Industrial Labor Conference. That was there in 1958. We have to remember the year also. Model grievance procedure has been suggested as per ILC, Indian Labour Conference. In 1958, there was a conference named Indian Labour Conference, and according to it, certain guidelines are there, certain suggestions are there, in which grievance can be settled with the help of rules. Okay. Then code of discipline is there. What is a code? What is discipline? Can anybody tell what is a code? What is discipline? Code of discipline is a combination of two terms. One is code, another term is discipline. What is it? Please tell. Somebody should speak. Somebody should speak. What is code? What is discipline? Now you see, code, this word consists of code and discipline. See, what is the discipline? See, if you are disciplined means you certain rules, certain regulations. You are very disciplined means it may be in a timing, it may be your dressing habits, in all your habits. You follow certain rules and regulations. Okay. You are disciplined means code is identity. Discipline is a way of behavior. Very good. Discipline is a way of behavior. Karthik, very good. Your behavior is very good. You are disciplined means you speak in terms of your behavior. Okay. Code means a set of rules. So for students, code of conduct is there. For lecturers, code of conduct is there. See, on the day you read those rules and regulations, Karthik, in the class. Code of discipline, code of conduct for teachers is there. Code of conduct for students is also there.
Yes,
code means the rules and regulations. Okay. Code, behavior, discipline. Code means a certain code means certain set of rules and regulations governing discipline. It speaks about how you are behaving in society. Okay. So code of discipline will be adopted in all the organizations in the country in order to solve any disputes. Suppose disputes arise, difference of opinion arises because there is no code that is being implemented. See, in case of elections, just 1 week back, you must have seen elections are being completed, MLC elections are completed. Now Nagar by-elections are going to be held within 1 month time. Election code. The code means election code. Certain rules governing the behavior of party leaders who are contesting, who are campaigning on behalf of the contestants who are contesting the elections. So the code will say what to speak in the public, from what time to what time you can engage in meetings. What are the various disciplinary things that you have to keep in mind while speaking in a public meeting? Everything will be mentioned. Everything will be made clear to the contesting candidates who are participating in the elections. Okay, on behalf of them, whoever is campaigning, whoever is participating in the elections, on behalf of them, if anybody wants to campaign, what are the rules, what are the regulations that have to be followed will be mentioned in election code. So similarly, in code of discipline, both employers and employees, model set of guidelines will be provided. Guidelines governing how an individual should behave in the organization, how a person should behave in the organization with others. See, you are sitting in your classroom. If you follow certain guidelines, if you follow certain rules and regulations, there will not be any dispute. Already we are sitting against the seating structure bench is only three. But you come late and you try to sit as a fourth member in a single bench. Then those in the bench will object. Then difference of opinion will emerge. You will enter into conflict with them. Am I correct? I hope I am correct. So similarly, in an organization, in order to prevent any kinds of disputes, what you are going to do is you are going to follow certain rules and regulations. So based on those rules and regulations, if you follow them properly, there will not be any issues. You can solve your problems automatically. Okay, so code of discipline, if it is followed, that is the in our website, on our college website, you can find code of discipline for as well as what students should do, what teachers should mention. If we do not follow, it will large trouble. If we follow them properly, there will not be. Okay. Now coming to next resolution of mediation. What is mediation? Mediator means okay. Answer page. What is the answer? Mediation means convey something from one to another like one. Very good. Very good. Mediator, as the name itself implies, you closely observe the name. In mediation, I hope you are able to see. Here one person is there. Here another person is there. Okay. Now you see. Here employer is there. Left side employer is there. Left side employee. Take for example. Now in the middle, another person will come. That middle person is called mediator. In the word mediation, middle is there. MED. Okay. So another person who is a third party. He is not employer, not employee. He is neither employer nor employee. He is a third party person. He will come. He will try to solve any issue that exists between employer and employee. That is the process of mediation. So mediation is a process for resolving conflict in which, and the person should be, you have to remember, the person is impartial. Impartial. Impartial means not biased. He does not belong to a single person. He is not an employer person. He is not an employee person also. He is an impartial third party. Okay? Mediation is a process for resolving conflict in which an impartial third party will come forward and will assist both employer and employee in any issue. Suppose a newly married couple is there, wife and husband. Immediately after marriage, up to 2 months they are very happy. 4th month there is a conflict. They try to solve it with the help of their parents, but the conflict is not solved. Then they also try to enter. They could not solve. Then they will go to. So if it is a village sarpanch or village, the village popular figures will be there, popular ladies will be there, who are well known as maybe influential persons in the village. You will try to contact them. You will try to ask them to solve your problem. They will come forward. They will mediate in the. That is what is mediation. An impartial third party will come to solve the issue because employers and employees together fail to solve the issue, fail to solve the conflict. That is why an impartial third party will come. Unbiased third party will come to solve the issue. That is what is mediation. Now, you take the last kind of non-judgmental or preventive collective bargaining. It is the okay, mediation conveys something from one to another like voluntary conflict of employees, salary or wages. Okay, very good. Puja, very good. Mediation conveys something from one to another, but one to another not by these two parties, but another party, third party will come. Okay, not these two parties, employers and employees will not involve. And a third party will come and will try to solve. That is what is mediation. The coming to collective bargaining. The collective together. So it is probably the most effective method of resolving any conflict. Industrial state. When we were chatting, what is that chatting? Let me say. Your voice will come. Okay. I will try. I will try. Today is the last day. In the college I am talking. That is why it may be a problem. I will try to solve it. Now also, is it giving it now? Now you see, collective bargaining. It is the most method actually. It is more than motivation, more than standing on procedure, code of mediation is the most effective method of solving any conflict dispute, industrial dispute. Okay, it occurs. It happens when representatives of a labor union meet management representatives to determine wages and benefits and other rules and regulations. Together, they will representation of employees will be there, representation of the management will be there. Collectively, collective means together. Together they will be, and they will bargain. They will bargain means, we suppose employee will say, "Sir, our salary is not sufficient. You are paying 20,000. We want 40,000." Whereas the management person will say, representative will say, 40,000 we cannot pay. Slowly he will bargain. He will pay 39,000. So 30,000. Then employee, no, 30,000 is not sufficient. At least you make it 35,000. Then the employer representative collective bargaining. Okay, collective bargaining, collective effort, combined effort to solve disputes by way of representation. Representation of the employees will be there, representation of the employers will be there. Both frequently meet on any dispute or any issue. They together take a decision. That is very important. So what separates collective bargaining from these all these above modes is collective bargaining. Together they will decide. Employee representatives and employer representatives together will arrive at a decision. Whereas in all the above, only employer will decide ultimately. Whereas in collective bargaining, together just like a director's board, they will say, together they will decide how to solve a dispute. Together they will come to a conclusion. That is what is collective bargaining. Okay, these are the non-statutory machineries or preventive machineries that help in dispute resolution. I hope you understand. In our next class, we will learn about statutory machinery, settlement machinery or statutory machinery in solving an industrial dispute. Thank you very much, students. In our next class, we will meet